All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the next part of the training, which is going to be how to become a freedom agent. All right, so becoming a freedom agent could start from, step one, getting licensed, to if you're already licensed, now getting you contracted. So we're gonna go ahead and go over the steps, and I know some of you are already licensed, but I want you to know what's available out there for your team as a resource so that they can, go through the licensing process. And I know some of you are in the licensing process, so please pay close attention. And there is a handout in your folder, by the way, that was given out this morning. And you have an image of what we're going to be showing, and you can take some notes on there. Okay, so I'm going to begin, and I'm sorry I'm going to be facing this way just a little bit because I do have to maneuver the computer, but let me know if you can hear me all right. So to become a freedom agent, first you will come here, and I'm going to select the state of Texas just because the majority are from Texas, and we're going to go over the steps. And for the most part, they don't change as much for other states. They might be a little bit, they may switch the order, or some don't require like a background check, but for the most part, it's pretty generic. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and just cover in Texas. But if you have any questions about your particular state, just get with me on the one-on-one, and we can discuss that. So the licensing path is broken down into 4 major steps. The number 1 step is getting a licensing course. Now, the state of Texas and many other states don't require for you to get a licensing course in order for you to take an exam. What does that mean? Like if you want to study your buddy's PDF or go online and research all this material, you can, and then try to go and take the test, but it is not recommended. We have seen it again and again with some of our agents, try to do that, and they don't pass. They're not successful, and they get a little discouraged. So that's what we recommend for you to have a course. And some of the states, by the way, do require it. North Carolina, they're required. All right, so the pre-licensing course, before I tell you what the course consists of, let me tell you about the vendors that we have. We have 2 vendors that we have partnered with, and they offer us, good service and good discounts too. So we have Licensed Coach, which offers only life and health courses. And we have the Texas Insurance Training Academy that, even though it says Texas, they offer courses everywhere. And this is our to-go carrier when it comes to Texas agents, because Texas Insurance Training Academy and Licensed Coach both offer online self-study courses. But TITA, for short, Texas Insurance Training Academy, offers webinar live sessions of the property and casualty and life and health. So if you're from Texas, we're always going to gear you towards that one because you're going to get a live teaching lesson for the course. And then, of course, the course consists of interactive study materials, such as, you're going to have your PDF. Yes?
Is the Texas also available for other states for the life and health?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Because Francis said she really liked this so much better than the other.
The Licensed Coach. Okay. All right.
The videos.
Okay, that's a good note, and thank you for that. We can offer both options. You can definitely check it out and see what you can check out the websites. These are actually links that you can click on and go to their websites and just check it out. Texas Insurance Training Academy does offer a pass guarantee. I guess they have a format that works, and they have put it in place where they guarantee you're going to pass your test at the first attempt. And how do they do that? Well, they give you the similar test that prepares you for the state exam. And as long as you're passing your simulator test with an 80% or above, and you pass it 3 times, they say, you know what, you're ready to go take it, you're going to pass it, and if you don't, they'll pay for your retake. All right, so that's Texas Insurance Training Academy. Licensed Coach, they don't offer such a thing, but they're very innovative. I like how modern they are. They provide you with status on your course. They also provide you with a schedule. How long do you want to take taking the class? A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So it just depends how long you want to take. You pace yourself and just make sure you stick to your plan.
How much is the cost differential?
So the cost differential, that's a good question. It's going to be, this one, we get a really good discount. It's $200. This one is $200 a course. That one is $270, I want to say, for the webinar live, and $180 for the online. But this one we get a discount a really good discount. You and your team or you can end up getting for about $70 after a $130 discount. And Texas Insurance Training Academy, you get a $20 discount if it's for, or 20 or 25, please don't quote me on that. I just have to double check. If it's the online self-study, and $50 if it's for the live webinar one. The one that you learn by a classroom. I'm sorry? This one will be $155, the online self-study. $155 compared to $7.
Compared to
70.
Oh, 70.
Yeah.
Are those good for North Carolina? Or?
Yes, they both offer courses in North Carolina. Yes. Now, like I said, but this one only offers the life and health. The life and health class in Texas Insurance Training Academy offers both life and health and property and casualty. Even your CEs, continuing education, if you have to renew your license, you will be able to find it with the Texas Insurance Training Academy. All right. So it comes with all the study material, again, to prepare you, the flashcards, the audio, the PDFs. If you sign up for the live webinar, the webinar, and the guarantee is offered by Texas Insurance Training Academy. Now, once you're ready to take the test, the step 2 is to take and pass your exam. So the test length is about 150 minutes long. Of course, you don't have to take the whole 150 minutes, but you cannot exceed it either. Now, this is in Texas. I would assume they give you at least an hour and a half to complete in every state, because it could be like a kind of difficult test to pass, or very comprehensive. It includes about everything that comes in the course. So you may want to take your time. Now, the testing provider that is approved in Texas, in Florida, and North Carolina, it's called Pearson VUE. And the Pearson VUE Testing Center has something very important about it, is that when you register, you put your legal name. Because when you go and take the exam, your name must match exactly how your ID looks like. So that's one of the important things. When you arrive to take the exam, arrive with time. They're going to go through the check-in process. They'll take both IDs, two types of IDs for verification. And then, they take away all your personal items. You can't walk in with any personal items. Excuse me. And then you go into the testing center, and you're on your own to pass your test, right? At the end, you're given the results. You're given the results if you pass or if you didn't. So that way, if it even gives you like the breakdown of the test content, and that way you know where you missed the most, or where is your area of opportunity, so you can focus on and retake it again. All right. So some states, I know Ohio has a different testing center, but pretty much the same applies when it comes to not being able to get your personal items and just getting it in front of a computer and all the check-in process. They verify it to you. Step 3, getting your fingerprints done. So not all states require fingerprints, but I think everyone here do. So this is very important that you schedule your appointment. You don't have to necessarily do the card fingerprints that once you mail out, you go to the police station and take them and then mail them out. You can do electronics. And you can schedule your appointment by going and clicking on Identical. It's take you to the link, so you can schedule your own appointment. And after you do that, the most important thing when you go and take your fingerprints is that you don't throw away the receipt. Your receipt contains a confirmation number that you will need for your license application with the state, which is the next step. All right, and the next step is to apply for your insurance license. And I put here time frame 4 to 8 weeks. It really all depends. Sometimes you get it as soon as within a couple of weeks you get your license. Sometimes it could be taking longer. It really depends on how backed up the Department of Insurance is, how many applications they're receiving, or if there's anything in the background that they have to continue to check and dig on. So that could vary. But usually within 4 to 8 weeks, you're licensed. So congratulations, you achieve a milestone at this point. And by the way, your license application can be done online, at least for the state of Texas. And when you go in here, you can apply online. You can also do it via paper and mail, but it's just faster to do that. And remember that you must enter your confirmation number for your Identigo fingerprints confirmation. Right? And your license, now what's next? The next thing is getting you from license to contracted, and that's what I call here the ready to sell roadmap. So we're gonna take you through this journey. And the first thing we're gonna do is getting contracted. Now this step here consists of the collections of your personal information and the documents necessary to build what we call your contracting profile. All right, so as you become licensed and you ask me what's next, I'm going to give you access to this so you can complete this link. Again, your personal information will be entered on here. And then I will need some other documents such as a copy of your driver's license, copy of your insurance license, copy of a voided check for your commissions, and declarations page of your errors and omissions. All right, so errors and omissions is just a coverage that all insurance agents must have before they get contracted with any carrier. And that just in case you sell a policy to someone and they come and tell you that, hey, you did me wrong and they want to sue you. So you've got to have this protection in order for you to get appointments, right, before you can start selling. All right, so all these documents you can email to contracting@Freedom Policy. And if you want to get under our Freedom Policy, we can add you as an additional producer at a very low cost. You can compare prices out there too. And if you want to do that, you can click on here and pay for it. I know for some of you, you're already on ours because it's a promotion that was given to you. You're part of ours for joining Freedom Insurance for 1 year. Okay. So next step. So you already got the license. You already got me all the documents. You already got me the information. So next what? It's going to be completing some pre-contracting training. And pre-contracting training may or may not apply to you, but if you are a life agent, some carriers, before they issue you a writing number, they want what they call an anti-money laundering training. Yes.
For the error and omission, can we join the Freedom Policy at any time?
Yes, you can. Because the only thing that we have to do in our end, we just endorse our policy to add you as a producer, and you'll start right away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just keep in mind that with our policy, you can only be covered under our appointments. So if you want to go and get a contract somewhere else, you won't be covered. You won't be covered for them. Okay. Now, for life insurance agents, anti-money laundering training is a training that is required by some carriers before they give you a writing number. And sometimes it's asked every 12 to 24 months. It just depends on the carrier specifications. Some of them, if you have completed one within the last 2 years, you're good to go. And others, if you haven't within the last 12 months, you got to do it again. And in here, I include steps on how you can do it. There's some providers out there that offer this training, such as Limbra. There's more. You can also take them to the course. Or keep in mind, whenever you renew or you're to renew your license and you're taking CE hours, continuing education hours, there is an option of what credits you can choose. You can choose the anti-money laundering and print out the certificate, and that would be part of it too. You don't have to redo it again if you just did it when renewing your license. Medicare agents, you do have to pass your AHIP. Take this AHIP exam. Is just, an exam that you have to pass before you can get Medicare contracts. And I know Mauro knows about this, and some of you do. It could be a little bit, time consuming, but you have to do it, and you have to do it every year. So you have to do it every year, and once you do the AHIP, which is the main certification, you still have to do carrier certification with the contracts of the carriers that you have. So it is very heavily regulated because it's a government program. So you must get the certifications before you can get contracts. Health agents, same thing, marketplace. If you want to offer health insurance through the marketplace, you must get a CMS certified. So there's a training that you have to do, again, annually in order for you to do so. And this is not as complicated as the AHIP, I promise. For property and casualty, it's pretty straightforward. You don't have to do training for property and casualty, except some carriers may require for you to do a training before they issue a flood insurance appointment. All right, and for that, more information can be given to us by the PNC support. If you have any questions, our ladies back there can help you. All right. So as we're waiting for you to be issued writing numbers, we're going to get you access to a Freedom email account and access to the marketing agent portal. For the Freedom email, that's, just an email within our domain that we provide to you. And with that, it's our main method of communication with you guys. So if you want to know what's next, what trainings are, what are the updates, you must log in constantly to your Freedom email. Amy Huckabee. Just kidding. You must log into your email so that you can keep, up to date of what's going on. Any trainings, any events such as this one, we're going to be communicating to you via this way. It is also important for you to log into your email because this is how you get access to the marketing agent portal. All right? And the marketing agent portal is our intranet, where we give you all the documents, the forms, the video trainings, everything that we make available to you is on there. So you must be signed into your Freedom email before you can access this. All right. If you ever try to, bless you, sorry. If you try to access the portal not signed in, you're going to get error 404. So I did record a small video here. Did you get error 404? Click here. You're going to walk you through how to resolve that problem, because it's very common. Our agents at first, don't get through the marketing agent portal for some reason or another. So the most common thing is that you're not logged into your Freedom email, or it is not being picked up as the primary Gmail account. If you have multiple open, it's not being picked up as the primary. So you must, fix that before you can go and refresh and go to the marketing agent portal, which we're going to be covering next. Now, the next step on the roadmap is writing numbers. So just so you know, writing numbers will be issued to you in your individualized producer help desk. So that is going to be covered a little later on. And so please note that for that, we will have to go to the marketing agent portal. But I want to go to the next step, which would be ongoing training. So step 5 would be ongoing training. To get you ready to sell, you must participate in the trainings, right? Because otherwise you're going to feel lost. You're going to feel like you don't know enough, or you don't even know where to start. So right here, I'm just putting an example of one of our calendar trainings for the Health and Medicare department. You're going to be having access to a calendar training for each department so that you can register for the upcoming events. But, and not only are they in the calendar, but, our directors are really good about sending communications and letting you know, hey, we have a training. So jump on, so again, your email is very important. So right here, I just wanted to show you how it's going to look on the portal. And if you click on it, it shows a link how you can register. Or if you go to more details, it will open up the calendar. And again, you can click on the link to register, and it will take you to a registration form. All right, so that easy. You register, you get reminded, you attend. Some of these are live, some of them are recorded, but that's the information that the directors have prepared for you. All right, and with ongoing, with everything else already done and the ongoing training that you're going to continue to have, the next step to getting you ready to sell is getting paid, right? Commissions. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce again Deya. She's going to go ahead and talk about that.
So Ruth had asked me, she's like, should I do a Q&A right after my section? And I said, well, contracting and commissions go hand in hand, so let's just go ahead and go straight to me, and then we'll have a Q&A afterwards. So yes, so once you go through this entire process of getting licensed, getting contracts, getting access to all of our tools, the next part is for you guys to start producing. Once you start producing, commissions come in, and that's where you say, Deya, where's my money? So everybody in our organization has a Google site that they use. Basically, the Google site, what it does is just a shortcut to your Google Drive. And so I've created a site for myself and my assistant. I have a girlie named Girlie who is helping me out now in the commissions department. And so we use the site every day, and first and foremost, the one reminder we always want to see is the payout schedule. This is available on everybody's portals, but I just want you guys to see, to start, this is what the payout schedule is. So for PNC, it's the 15th of the month. So for any sales that happened, for example, for any sales that happened in April, they get paid in May on the 15th. For health and Medicare, it's the 28th of the month. And it's the same process for anything that got paid in April. For any customer payments that were received in April, they get paid in May. And for life, we really didn't have a schedule. It was just kind of like an as earned type of basis. But we're going to go ahead and update that to the 1st and 3rd of the month. And the reason for that is just to give, myself some time to reconcile those commissions, because it can be a lengthy process. Okay. So what I want you guys to be able to see what's available on your portals in regards to commissions. There's a link here. It's going to take us to the map or the marketing agent portal. Okay. Now, when you're looking for your portals, there's a link up here. It's very simple, portals. And just to show you guys an example, because I don't want to show any personal information of anybody's. So for my purposes right now, we're going to go somewhere in Texas. Did I click it? So here's somewhere. Yeah, I think I'm pretty clever, guys.
It was.
So Agent John Smith is an independent agent somewhere in Texas. Okay. Now, John, as you can see, and this is just to give you just a brief explanation of what the portal looks like. John is an agent that has a General Alliance Life and Health license. He doesn't have a property and casualty, and he doesn't have a limited lines. Okay. Now, if John were to have agents underneath him or sub-agents, you would see his agents listed on here too. But in this case, John is working by himself. Okay. On the portal, you have access to all the resources. In this case, I'm showing you it's health, Medicare, life insurance, property and casualty. Now, John doesn't do property and casualty, but I just wanted you guys to see what it would look like in the event that you do offer all services. John's name is hyperlinked because apart from having a help desk for his agency or his location, he also has a personal help desk. So we're just going to go ahead and click on John's name. Now this is John's personal help desk. The first thing you're seeing is his production log. You have a link here to the sales log entry form. I'll go ahead and click on that. It's being updated for everybody, by the way. The sales log got revamped yet again to make it a little bit more cohesive for everybody. So there's a link to the sales log form. John is able to see his personal writing numbers and passwords. And then the last page right here is the commission section. Now in the commission section, you're able to see the payout schedules. That way there's no ifs, ands, or buts of when those commissions are going to come in. You have a constant reminder on your help desk on the expectation of when you guys will receive that. Now underneath the commission schedules, we have something new that we've added is the compensation levels. When you click on that, hey, okay. Ruth can't see it because she's not John. But I can. Hang on, let's try this again. There we go.
comp levels.
Yeah, so this is John's comp levels. And so on here, you're going to be able to see, I know it's kind of large. I'll go ahead and minimize it right now. That looks a little bit better, maybe a little bit blurry, but so John is here. When John gets to this page, he's able to see his license number, his NPN, his location. Now, the reasons why I have the license number and NPN available here is because there will be moments where you need to know what those numbers are. So this is a quick little shortcut for you to know, hey, if I check my comp levels, my license number and NPN are right there. Now, the next part here is the carrier appointments. They are grouped together by the services. So you have life, health, Medicare, and PNC. Make this just a little bit bigger. So you have life, health, Medicare, and PNC. Now, you click on this little crosshatch. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. If you click on it, it'll open it up to show you exactly what carrier appointments are available, what comp level you're at, and your writing number. This can be open and closed as much as you want. So again, remember, John has a life and health license, so he is able to write life, health, and Medicare. If we open each one, we see that John has one health appointment, no others. We open up the Medicare. He has a couple Medicare appointments. And it's showing the compensation level and his writing numbers. And since he doesn't have a PNC license, he wouldn't have any PNC appointments. But if you click on this crosshatch here, it tells you exactly that. No appointments. It's pretty simple, cut and dry. Okay. Below the compensation levels link, you have your commission statement folder. Now this folder here has it has a copy for you for any commission statements that are sent to you. Now the commission statements are emailed to you, but they're also uploaded onto this folder. So if for whatever reason those emails get deleted, get lost, what have you, everything is available in these folders. You can click right on the link and it'll open the statement for you. You can leave it saved on the folder. You can print it. Or you can download it by clicking the button. That went a little bit too far back. And that in a nutshell is what's available to you guys, what information is available to you guys in regards to commissions. Again, PNC is paid on the 15th. Health is paid on the 28th of the month. And life is every first and third, every first and third Friday of the month. Now on here, you'll notice that John only has the statements that are received from us. Just an FYI, for anybody who's doing PNC, you'll also have available the carrier commission statements. Now for any other lines of business, life, health, and Medicare, unfortunately, we could not provide you guys with carrier commission statements. And the reason why is that those commissions are sent as a bulk to us. So if I were to give you or show you guys a carrier commission statement from a life company, you would see client information for all other agents. So that's the only thing that we cannot provide for you. But you can receive carrier commission statements from the PNC carriers for those who do offer PNC. So now the reason why we have set the dates that we have is just because every carrier has a different payment schedule. No carrier pays the same day every month, with the exception of like one or two. There's one or two carriers that, every Tuesday they have a statement available for you. From PNC, most carriers, they pay on the 1st, so they have a statement available on the 1st. But for other carriers, they'll pay twice in a month for some odd reason. Makes absolutely no sense to me, but that's what happens. So the dates that we have set is for that, is because everything comes in, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically what I'm trying to say is just there's no set dates when we receive commissions from the carriers. So that's why the dates are set the way that they are, to allow myself and Gurley the time to reconcile those commissions, to make sure that we get the accurate commission amounts in, and be able to send you guys the statements plus the funds all in a timely manner. Now, sometimes it can happen that things won't be sent on time. A lot of times that's just, sometimes we're at the mercy of the carriers, and other times it's just the volume of commissions that happen. The more and more we grow, the higher the volume. It's one of the reasons why Deya has a girly now, just to, help speed that along. But if there are ever any questions about, well, Deya, how do I know that you're paying me the right amount? Well, that's the reason why the compensation levels have been created for each and every single one of you. So you guys could have the opportunity to do some math if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, you have that compensation level available to you. Now, if you ever have any questions about, well, why this or why that, you can just go ahead and reach out to me, and I'll get to you as quickly as possible with any questions or doubts that you may have. And that really is it for my presentation in regards to commissions. And I'm just wondering if anybody here has any questions for Ruth and or myself.
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
So P&C Health and Medicare offset paid once a month commissions, correct?
Yes.
And then life is it once a month or twice a month?
It's twice a month.
Okay.
It's the first and third. So it just really depends on when it was received. Yes. Because a lot of times it'll happen. You could write multiple you could have multiple sales. That's what I'm trying to say. You could have multiple sales. For one customer, you could do a rollover for them and also sell them a term policy, and they may be submitted at the exact same time, but that doesn't mean that the carrier is going to pay the next day or at the same time. They could pay one first over the other. So that's why we do two pay dates or in a month for life.
Something very important is, I know Deya briefly showed you the sales log entry form, and this is where you enter your sales for everything. And you don't have to be, you're gonna want to know, what did I write, how much am I gonna get? You want to know that. And you don't wanna depend on us maybe on telling you, even though Deya does a great job. That's the purpose of the sales log entry form. I know about the health statements, some of them don't include numbers.
Yeah, actually, that's another thing. That's probably another challenge that we have, and that's one of the reasons why we have created the sales log. A lot of times the carriers, when they send us the statements, they don't tell us who wrote the policy. Because you guys are under us, and they're, paying us for us to pay you, but they don't tell us XYZ person sold this policy. Now, there's very few carriers that will go ahead and distinguish that for me. They'll include a writing number, they'll even put a name, but the majority of the carriers, it's just one bulk statement, and it's up to me to figure out who sold what. And that's a lot of challenges that I face sometimes. I look at these statements and I'm reconciling them, and I don't know who sold it. And I'm trying to figure out who sold this policy, and I have nothing to tell me that. And so if you utilize a sales log, it would facilitate that process. That way I don't have to hunt you guys down or search one by one or be like, Karen, who did this? Raul, who did that? George, who did this? It's just, makes it a more seamless process.
Right.
Yes.
So then when our employees, you showed us come under us, when they write something, it's up to us to pay, like the commission will come into us and then you would be responsible for paying them, or how does that?
Generally, that is correct. If you're a franchisee and you have an agent under you, typically, we contract the franchisee and then you contract your agents. And so we would pay the franchisee, and then it's up to you to decide what kind of level you want them to be at, what percentage you want to offer them. That really is up to you. Now, if the agent decides to be independent, if that's something that's okay with any of you guys, for any of your employees to be independent, then, the compensation level and the contracting would be decided between DAP and them. But typically speaking, you know, when you have an agent under you, it's the compensation for them is between you and that agent. And we could help you, tell you, this is what could benefit you.
Right.
You know, this is what you could afford. This is what we suggest, you know.
Okay, so you can give suggestions.
Mhm. How you would want to build a,
David's gonna go over compensation.
oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you know, yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But yeah, generally speaking, that's what would happen. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question for Ruth, about the continuing education. Is there a fee and the Texas Insurance Agency? Like
There is, yes. So the course, I believe it's about $40. We do get the $20 discount, still applies for the CE. And then you do have to pay with to the Department of Insurance. You do have to pay to renew it. I think it's like $50.
Yeah, it's $50 per
And then
license.
we would send over those documents to the contracting applicant to do that, or just submit it to the other?
To renew your license, you mean?
Yeah.
Or to renew, you just have to do it with the Department of Insurance. So if you go into Sorcon, which is the same place where you apply for your license, you go on there and instead of applying for a license, you click review. You do your application and it picks up your CE courses. So as long as you have all the credits, which is like 24 credits that you need, 12 in classroom, and you complete all your credits, it's going to be reported, then you're gonna be good to go. Your license is never going to expire. Now, if you go through the deadline and then Ms. Francis, you go through the deadline. And then you're gonna have to do a little bit extra because at that point, some of the carriers are already emailing us saying, hey, this person does not have a license, their contract is going to end. We're gonna drop this contract if we don't get a license by such time. So you don't have to, you're doing it within time. Your license is gonna continue active without problem, so we already know that. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yes, typically, how long before the license expires do you need to do your continuing education?
You can do it throughout the year. So when you do the AHIP, that's something that you are, there's an extra question there. Do you want to report these credits? And you actually can do it throughout it's every 2 years, right?
Yes.
So every 2 years. So if you apply it, you're already getting some credits there. So you could do it for the 2-year period that you're allowed to renew.
Okay, so it's not something.
That you have to do the last month? No, that's when you're reminded. But no, you want to do it before because, you know, it can get a little hectic.
Yeah, trust me, you guys don't want to wait until the last month. I did that and it was a huge mistake. Yeah, you want to do your continuing education, you know, well within, months before it expires because the Department of Insurance can be
The Department
difficult.
of Insurance send you emails, 1 year before.
Yeah.
They start to send you mails and it's time to do your
Yeah, because depending on the license, there's so many hours, and then, 12-hour self-study seems like not a lot, but trust me, those even the CE courses can be a little dastardly, so it can take some time.
Yeah, and then if you complete them a little late, there could be a penalty. I believe in Texas is it $50 per hour they just complete?
$50 per hour.
It could be
For every hour you need.
$50, yeah. So 24
$50
times
an hour?
per hour of credit. Yeah, because we need 24 hours for continuing education.
And 2 hours of
complete it
ethics.
by the deadline, 24 times $50, that's your penalty.
Per license.
For licensing. Yeah, if you have to license it, then
No, I thought it was for every hour you were late. So days, that's.
Oh, yeah, no, per credit hour missed,
per
yeah.
credit hours. I'm so sorry, yeah, per credit hour, the 24 credit hours.
The other reason that I really like the Texas, the company to do to get your license, it has two kind of a test. You do the first time, the first row, all of it, and then takes you to the second time, and you have to do all of it again. And so it has two kind of tests. One is the simulator, and the other is guaranteed to pass. So if you don't do that, the guaranteed to pass, don't let you to get the certification, to print the certificate. so that we can take it to the exam.
Right. Some of the states, such as Georgia, North Carolina, you must take a course completion certificate. Because if you don't take a course, then you can't present the exam. So that is very important. You do have to look out for that. In Texas, that does not apply. Again, like I said, you don't have to take a course in order for you to present the exam. So,
now, the guarantee to pass test is so much extensive, really much extensive. I made it maybe 5 or 6 times, and every time it has new questions.
Yeah.
So what makes you to study more. I mean, that's it. Study more so that you can keep passing and passing. But that is good because and then when we are doing our test on our state insurance, I mean, it's so easy, it's so simple. But the course obligate us to learn more and more because that is guaranteed to pass.
yeah, it prepares you really well.
Yeah.
Any other questions about licensing, contracting, commissions? All right. Then we're going to go ahead and continue navigating through the marketing agent portal. So we keep talking about this marketing agent portal, and I know you kind of saw it right now, but we're going to go over it, some of the tools that you have access to here.
That's my page right there.
All right, so when you get access to the marketing agent portal, of course, this is the main page right here. You're gonna get access to this general portal. Because as you can see, you can go into the states and you can go into your individualized for your resources, for your commissions and your tracking of sales. But this is what everybody has access to. Keep in mind that for all of our agents, only you can see yours, or your office who you gives access. So if it's an office for PNC, you want to add more of your sub agents to be able to access that, you can do that. But for life and health, only you can access your own stuff. Now, can we share the screen for the people abroad? Oh yes. Oh yes. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about the marketing agent portal. And this is the welcome page. Now the welcome page first thing that we see here is our public website link. You can click on there and go to our Freedom public website. Did everybody know that we had one? Maintenance? No? Okay, we do have one. It is freedompolicy.com. And on here, the first thing we do when we have you come on board, and this is something that you can use in your collateral material marketing stuff, email, whatever you want to add the Freedom website to, you can feel free to do that. You're going to be under About Us. We're going to add, you're going to be added as a location, so everybody's office is going to be listed on here. So this is, again, for you to use if you want to in some of your marketing, your emails, signature, anything. That way you can have, that, let me close this up. You have that, you build that credibility. You have a website, and customers here can come and put a quote, and then we'll just give you that information so that you can follow up. Now we have a picture of the team, and then we have an announcement. So this welcome page, we take advantage of this page to give you the most relevant information going on right now. So right now we have the national convention, and for people who were not able to attend in person, we are broadcasting it live. So this is where some of them are going into the marketing portal and they can see, oh, let me register for that. And we have all the information there. They have a registration link. Another important thing that we want to announce and everybody to know and be aware of is the conference call, sales weekly call that we have every Monday at 11 a.m. with all of our directors. So this weekly sales call, our director of property and casualty, health and Medicare, and life and financial services jump on, give you what you need to focus on for the week and any current updates. All right. So please make sure you participate on those. If you're not already registered, you can register on here. Like I said, we have it every week, Mondays at 11 a.m. And then here we have a creating a remarkable guest experience link. This is another portal, and this is something that we're going to be discussing a little later today to let you know how we do the cross-selling in our office. Okay, so
Are those calls recorded?
the calls, yes, they are. Yes, they are recorded, and what we can do is I'm going to go ahead and include them on here. That way you can see what you missed for this week or last week, whatever the case may be. All right. The next tab in the marketing agent portal is portals. So as you saw earlier, Ms. Deya came in here, went to Somewhere, Texas, right? And you can click on the state that you're at and go and find your name, so you can go to your individualized producer help desk like she showed you. So this is what's next. And I'm pretty sure the other directors, when they present their specific department, you're going to be learning more about the tools that you have in each tab. All right. Then we have operations tab. On this one, we're including some forms for you. And in this forms, we have front office forms. This is the Liberty Guest Needs Analysis. We share what we use in our offices. We share with our agents. So this is up to you if you want to use it. But in this case, this is something that you can use to ask about taxes. And in the backside, you ask insurance questions so that you can cross-sell them later. Okay, so there's a little explanation of what goes in each field in case you need to prepare your tax professional, because it's not going to be necessarily you doing it, they are. So you can share this with them. And then, of course, the ACA hardship and exemptions, that is necessary sometimes during the tax season. So we share that with you. Under front office forms, under office operation forms, we have our daily checklist. So what do our offices do on a daily basis?
Form is good for Liberty also. We don't have to use Liberty's and that. This one.
You replace it. Yeah, we actually got all the information needed from the Liberty form, and then we put it on in this one application form so that you can ask all the questions that you need for both taxes and insurance.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Under operations, you have the daily checklist. So this is all the things that our staff does during tax season is longer, by the way. But right now, this is what they do. And during our office tour, you're going to have an opportunity to check this out. So they're going to be sharing that with you. And then also the tabletop. So for those of you that have been here before, you may already heard about the tabletop. This is our cross-selling marketing piece that we have. And again, you're going to be seeing that at the offices when you tour them. All right. Then we have HR forms. So some of our partners have asked us what agreements do we use for employees and such. So we went ahead and included them on here, so you can use them if you want to. They're here if you need them. So we have the agreements. We have some job descriptions and onboarding packets. Okay, marketing.
Do you
All right.
do the contracts in there?
Yes, the employee contracts are there. Mm-hmm. All right, and then we have the marketing. I'm gonna go ahead and skip over the marketing because I know that's a specific training that you're gonna be getting later on. So just let's wait for that information. And then I'm gonna go into resources. So under resources, we just wanted to give you some of the tools that we use in our company. Now you don't have to implement them in your office, but if you wanna get some of the ideas, how do we do it, what do we do, this is it. So for communication resources, the first thing we use is Gmail. All right, so the freedom policy and the emails with our agents and within our staff is very important to have it active and accessible at all times. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this, but you can add your email to your cell phone so that you can have it, that information at your fingertips. You may require some authorization before it gets approved, but we can help you with that in the admin side. When you're trying to add your freedom email to your cell phone, we'll approve it and you have access there. Then we have Google Apps, and a lot of you probably are familiar with Google Apps. It's just Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, which is like Excel, PowerPoint, and Word, Microsoft applications. But the difference is here you don't have to do a software installation in every computer, and it is shareable. and you can share it with your team. They can edit it and they can make a copy if needed. So that's another tool that we use heavily.
So can you try again?
Under
That one on Google So we don't need to, we download on a computer, and I'm not the technology.
No, because I was comparing it to Microsoft, the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, but those you have to do a software installation, right? The computers, if they don't come with it, you have to install it in every computer, and if you want them to edit a document for you, Google Docs allows you to create it through their applications, which is all online. And you can share online as long as they have access to their email, right? I mean, you're sharing it with a specific email. You can share the documents. It can be edited at the same time, and that's how we create most of our our documents, presentations, sheets, so we can share it and we don't have to necessarily, like I said, install the software. Then we have Google Voice. This is one of the Google applications, but I just wanted to put it separate so I can tell you about this one. This application allows you to mask your cell phone number. So what does that mean? You go into Google Voice and you get a number, and it links to your cell phone. So if they send text messages, if they make phone calls to your Google Voice, you receive them in your cell phone, but you're not necessarily giving out your personal number. All right, so some of you don't mind giving your cell phone number, which is great. But if you want to, it's great to differentiate personal calls from business calls, and even though you get them to your cell phone. So that is another resource that we use.
On Google Voice, you can only do so many outgoing calls in an hour, or they will block your number.
Are they will do what?
Really? Okay. Do you know what the cap is?
40. After 40
in an hour.
In 1 hour.
You might be robocalling.
Okay, so maybe this is not good for a call center. I did not put another application that we use here. I didn't include it on here, but if you want to write this down, it's called CallRail. CallRail. Mm-hmm. And that one,
You spell it?
CallRail, CALL, CALLRAIL, CallRail. This application will allow you to do that. We use it not so much with our call center because we have our office numbers, but we use it when we want to call clients on behalf of our agents that have joined some of our programs that we help them with their sales, so that they can see a local number calling. So maybe you wanna try that one. Now that one does not link to your cell phone. That one, what you do is you put the phone number that you're calling, and then you put the phone number where you want to make the call from. So if you're using your cell phone or the office phone, you put that number, and it's going to ring and say, now you're going to make the call. So it kind of connects in 3 ways, right? So when you call the customer, the number that's going to show on the screen is going to be the number that you created using CallRail. Okay, so it's a little bit confusing, but if you have any questions, please get with me about that. This is for your cell phone. This other one could be for the office setup. Now, Active Campaign is what we use to communicate with email. And it is not just the Freedom email. Of course, we use Freedom email to personal communication, but this is for mass email. So if you have customers that you want to follow up with, or how we communicate with our agents, with you guys, is through Active Campaign. It allows for personalized communication and schedule it ahead of time if we need to, I'm pretty sure you're already familiar with some of these applications out there, because I know Liberty Tax provides with some of them, but this is what we use, and it has worked really well for us, right? It actually has a lot inside of it, like a lot of systems that come with it, like automations and text messages. So it goes a little bit complex. What I want to do, if anybody's interested, create like a video series of training, so that if you want to use it, like we can show you how to use it. There's actually videos out there with the Active Campaign team, but you want to know where to start, how to do the basic first, and then you go on to the more advanced. And then we have ClickSend. ClickSend as active campaign, we mass email. With ClickSend, we mass text. So if you go out to an event, some of you do marketing events sometimes, or you know, collect a lot of leads, you want to come and put your leads on there and be able to text them. You know, you want to call them too, but you know that some of us are more easy to reach via text. So you can do that. You can upload your list of contacts and go ahead and send a message. And actually, I want to go ahead and open it so I can send a text message to you, because we've been sending messages. Yesterday, we sent out an invitation for dinner, and we're going to be reminding you guys of stuff going on. And I know some of you did not receive it. So I do have, did everybody? Because I know, Amy, you didn't. Yeah. And I don't know, we need to double check your phone number. Another factor can play if you have in your cell phone like a block for short code numbers so that they don't spam you. So that could be one of the things, because I know Deya has that. She doesn't receive my communications. Never. But but I'm going to go ahead and send it right now for testing purposes, so you can see how easy it is, and also so that we can test if you are receiving the messages, because we're going to be sending more as we go throughout the training, okay? So I'm just going to go into SMS, and there's a lot of stuff in here, but just very simple. Send a quick SMS, and I'm going to send it to 2019 Freedom National Convention, which should include all of you. Yeah. All right. And then I can personalize it by putting your first name. So I'm going to say, hey, Mark, right? And then, did you get this? I'm going to send that. And I can either save this template if I'm going to use it multiple times. I can send it later, or I can send it now. But I'm going to go ahead and send it now. Check it out. The cost is only going to cost me less than 40 cents to send all these text messages. So it is very, very affordable too. All right, and it's been sent. So
I can add as many
I hear
people as I need.
Yes.
Yes, I got it.
You got it? All right.
So when we set it up, then we give them a card, give them so much money, and then.
Yes, actually, it should tell me right here. My balance is $41. So you go and purchase a certain amount of credits or a certain amount of dollars, and you'll see your balance as you go. As you see it running out, you just add more. You didn't get it? Okay, we need to make sure we have your cell phone number correct right now during lunch break.
If you guys didn't get it, can you raise your hand and I'll write down your names? Okay, I'll make sure. I got you.
Everybody else got it?
But is that something that we have to go through you to get silver set up?
Oh no, sir. No, you can go through directly through clicks. Yeah, if you click on the link, it will take you to their website. You can sign up. It's less than 0.08. So right now I send 57 messages for less than 40 cents. Yeah, it's very affordable. That's why we use this. Yes.
Is there any clearance stuff we have to do this with clients? I know, like with Liberty, when we do the intake, we have to say that to sign off, that we can get in touch with them. So if we do this with our insurance clients, we just put their number in and text them, or do we need to actually get something?
That's a really good question. One time scheduling something to go out, it did raise a red flag of some sort. So they contacted me and they said, how'd you get these numbers, right? Why are you contacting them? So the main purpose that we use it is for training, for employees. And of course, when you get leads, you are getting their authorization to, you want to put that down there, that can we contact you for auto insurance products or health insurance products when you're out on events. So if they're giving you the authorization, you just tell them, hey, you know what, I got the authorization. You just provide it to them if they need to, but it really is not a big deal. You just put there where you got the number from.
Is there a blurb somewhere, like, I mean, you could take it off the Liberty sign-up, package sheet, but is there a blurb somewhere so that when we are going to the events, it says it's legal, we know it's legal, that says we're allowed to blah, 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 and we can take copies of them and make sure people sign when we're out at events?
Well, what we do have is this slips
Yeah.
with they put their name, their email, and their
Yeah.
phone number.
Yeah.
So on the bottom of that, you can say, hey, can we contact you for more information about this? And you can put a disclaimer at the bottom, and when they're signing there, you're already getting their consent.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have a question?
On the Liberty analysis sheet, like the client data sheet, is there a section where they authorize us to, disclose any information like after the tax season in regards to insurance?
It is not in the Liberty analysis sheet. It's a separate sheet that we have in place.
Oh.
Am I correct? Because I didn't work on the form, but do you know if that's correct? Because I know we have an authorization to contact you form.
It's actually on the software, so when you collect the emails and cell phone numbers.
Yeah, but we're talking specifically about insurance products.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
our guest needs analysis includes a freedom form where they're giving us authorization to contact.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Mhm. So use what we have here. Yes, ma'am.
Just one question.
Uh-huh.
Is it, are you able to respond to these numbers?
Yes. Yes. So if you message back, I'll be getting an email, and then I can come in here and chat back with you. Yes, I can.
But we get charged.
There's no charge for incoming. There's charge for outgoing.
Yeah, I mean, if we answer, we get charged.
No, if they answer us, we don't get charged.
Well, if you answer, you just answer like a normal text. So whatever your data or your plan with your cell phone, yeah, that's not the biggest problem. Any other questions about this one? Pretty cool. All right. And then we also use Zoom. Zoom communication. This one allows for video conferencing or meetings. So some of you have multiple stores, and sometimes you want to talk to your managers, and I mean, you can always pick up the phone. However, if you want to see them in face, see that they're in the office, or have a more, I guess, receptive conversation, you can see how they acknowledge and they understand you. You can join in a video call, and you can also do presentations. So you can share the screen, see what you're doing. Let me see what you're doing. Okay, kind of guidance through. Sometimes you can do that through Zoom because you share your screen or they share theirs. All right, so that's another of the tools that we use. We actually using Zoom right now to broadcast this presentation too.
What are the fees with Zoom?
Zoom is free for meetings, as long as it does not go over 30 minutes. Yeah, if you want to, but you can always just go back, jump on again, right? If you exceed the 30 minutes. But if you want to do like a webinar like this, that it doesn't stop you, it doesn't limit you, there is a fee. I'm not sure. Deya, do you know how much we pay for Zoom?
I want to say it's 20 some odd.
It's $14.95.
$14.95.
Does it depend on the user?
Yeah, it's $14.95 a user, but I think that's an annual commitment. It's probably $20 if you just do one.
And that's how you don't have that restricted time limit. But otherwise, you can use it for free, and so can your team. And if you're the one paying and you're hosting the event and you take an hour, your team is not kicked out. So they don't have to be paying to be an audience. All right. I'm gonna go back. So those are our communication resources. Then we have our support and organization. So TeamViewer allows you to share your screen or give screen access. So we recommend that everybody downloads TeamViewer because we use it. We use it if you call us and you have a problem, you're closing a sale, or you are having issues with a website for some sort, and we want to see what you're doing, and we want to take over your screen. If you have TeamViewer downloaded, you just give me your access code, and I'll go in there and help you, or George will go in there to help you with a PNC, sales, or Karen, anybody really. We can help you with that. So there are a lot of applications out there that allow you to do the same thing, but this is what we use. All right, TeamViewer. Loom, we started using Loom just recently, and Loom is a really cool feature. Also, it's free, and you just install an extension to your software, to your Chrome, to your Google. I'm sorry, to an extension, and it allows you to click on the Loom application and start recording what you're doing on the screen. So you can share your screen or your video, similar to Zoom, but this one you don't. In order for you to share it is a lot easier, because Zoom, if you record it, you get a file in your computer. However, Loom, if you record what you're doing, so let's say you want to teach your agent how to take a payment. Hey, watch me take this payment. You record it the next time you do, and here, follow the steps. You record it. You take the payment. You start the recording. You send the link, and they already know how you're doing it, because you can record what you're doing. And it can be a quick video, 2-minute video. It doesn't really need to be long. I haven't really recorded a really, really long video, so I don't know if it limits you on the time, but I don't think so. It does not. They already tried going for days. All right. We also began using Trello. So Trello is a task assignment management application. So Trello, it has what they call boards, and you can assign, okay, this is what you need to do. This is what and then if you're assigning a task to your agent, this is what they're doing, and this is what is done. So you can move it from one stage to the other, and it's easy for you to assign tasks and keep track of them. What's still pending, what's being worked on, and what has been completed. All right.
So that's what you use on insurance to check how they are working on their course.
That's yes, one or two. So for example, if I submit a contract application, so I submitted a contract for this life carrier for so and so, I put it in my pending to be issued writing numbers, and I know which ones are pending for our agents. This is one example of how I use it, but you can use it however you want. And the cool thing about these is that you can share. So if it's not only you working on the task, it's somebody else, you share them, and you can both edit it and change it and update it as needed. All right. And then we have Eventbrite. Eventbrite, we use it for, to track headcount, for attendance, for events just such as this. So we just wanted to share that with you, because we use it in our organization heavily, not only for, like I said, for this event, but for our teams. When we create events, parties, things like that, we want to keep a head count, and we want to give them a link to register. This is what we use in order for us to keep track of that. All right. And then we have some partner platforms. We have the Turbo Rater Comparative Rater, and that is for property and casualty. This comparative rater allows you to quote multiple carriers at a time. And some of you already have access to it. And some of you are not PNC, so you might not necessarily need it. But I know George is going to be covering more into that about this one. So if you have any questions, he'll be covering everything with you. Now, Fix is our CRM platform that is for all insurance services that allows you to keep your customer database. And with this one, there's, again, a lot of cool features about this one that you want to make sure you track your current sales, upcoming payments, late payments, schedule renewals. So there is going to be a hands-on training for this one on Friday with George. If you got that notification, you can register. It's going to be at 8 a.m. And he's going to be covering that in his training as well. But so you can get the hands-on, you can register for the training on Friday. And then I've gotten this question quite often. That's why I decided to put it on here. What do we use to take credit card payments? Do we use Zenith? No, we do not. We keep insurance separate than your tax revenue, or your payments. So what we use is Go Payments. There are many other out there too, but just sharing with you what we use. So Go Payments allows you to install an application on your tablet or on your cell phone, so you can take payments on the go. And of course, you have access on the desktop as well. Yes?
Do you need to have a contract with any merchant company?
Is Deya around?
What was the question?
It's about Go Payments, if they need a contract.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think we have one.
No, is that what you're using?
Yeah, we're using GoPay.
You certainly have to have a merchant account to.
No, just that is the merchant account, I think. The Intuit is the one that processes the payment, and then they just make the deposit into whatever bank account you choose.
And just so you know, the Go Payments, the merchant, it's really good because it comes with a mobile app. Comes with a mobile app that you can use, which is good. These are all tablets. And also, it's already integrated into Fix, one of the softwares that we're using. So if you decide to use Square or different software, you're not going to have the same integration that we have at the moment. So GoPayment, once again, is very easy. You can do a lot of things with it, give you a bunch of functionality. And once again, it's integrated, so that's the reason why we use this together.
That gives us the opportunity to get away from the funds first of liberty.
Exactly.
Being tied up with it.
And there's a lot of transactions coming in because we're already more than just so many transactions, and you don't want to kind of mix them up. So that's the reason why. Well, so they asked me, was there a contract with GoPayments?
Do we have a merchant contract with GoPayments?
Yeah. No, there's no merchant contract with GoPayments. It's you pay through their fees basically. So there is like a set monthly fee if you want to use because GoPayments, it works two ways. It's mobile, just payments, just web app payments, or it could connect to your QuickBooks. When it's connected to the QuickBooks, then there's a monthly fee. But if it's not connected to the QuickBooks, then it's just, it's
fee per transaction?
Per transaction, yeah, fee per transaction.
Okay, and we can smell the food, right? It's almost lunchtime. Yes, but we're almost done too. So the last tab here is meet our team. So in this tab here, you can find everybody on our team and with their contact information and with their images too, so you can know what we look like. And then if you click on it, you're gonna have a video presentation of the person.
Hey, this is David, CEO and founder of Freedom Insurance Company. And my duty every day is to make sure that you have all the tools, training, support, and systems in place to make you a successful insurance agent or a part of our team. I really take this as a personal responsibility of mine to ensure that you're successful in everything that you do. Should you need anything from me, you can always reach out to me. And what I want you to reach out to me is for areas of improvement, for feedback, for ways that we can do better for you. Because as we live by the things that we do, we really believe in improving each day so that agents, our team, our staff, those that we support are successful. Should you need anything again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I look forward to working with each of you, and I thank you, and I wish you nothing but success.
All right, so just like that, you have videos for everybody. If you want to know who to go for, what questions you have, just go in here. You can get an idea by the title, but you can also click on it and find out how you can contact us. You can already got an introduction by us, in the morning, but you and your staff can come in here for support if you need it. You can contact us. All right, and the very, very last tab is the Become an Agent. Again, this is what we just went over earlier, and it's available for you, your team members, anybody who wants to go ahead and visit the portal and get the resources and get through the licensing, whatever the case may be. So do you have any questions about the portal? Yes.
On Becoming an Agent, it has all 50 states. On some other things, it has some highlighted in one color. Some states you don't operate.
Yes, that is correct. So what the Property and Casualty Department did in the ones that are highlighted, they just wanted to showcase the ones where we represent. So those are the only ones in white. Now in the Become an Agent, they're all white. I just left it like that, but they're not clickable. So you can only click on the states that we're in so that you can see what the steps to licensing are. So, yes,
How we can get a photo?
Yeah, so you should have access to the portal already, but if you don't, please let me know, or actually raise your hand, Jesse.
To add to some of the things that Ruth's saying about the states that don't have information, it's not that we don't, it's because we just don't have an agent there yet. It's not that we're not planning on going there or getting there or even in the process of already in that state. And if it's coming from a life and health perspective, we can be in that state in a matter of days. If it's property and casualty, it's a little more difficult. So that's why we don't just want to release them all right away. But when it comes to life and health, we could be in a state in literally 3 days. If we really, really wanted to, and we had an agent who's ready to rock. Some states are tougher than others, and we find that the more northeast you go, the more difficult it gets, and the real extreme west, those just seem to be the worst places to do business. But other than that, everything's really good.
Any other questions about the portal? We're giving you the access for those of you that don't have it. Keep in mind, like I said multiple times, you must be signed into your Freedom email so you can access it. So we'll be sending that to you so that you can take a look at it. All right, so that's it. Thank you, guys.
Before we go on break here, what's the next section? It's CMG?
CMG.
Okay, so thank you. All right, so while they're setting up for lunch, any questions, any takeaways so far? Anything you learned that you liked so far? Nothing? It's a lot of information, I know. And by the way, we're probably giving, it's 3 days. I told you guys, it's a lot of information. It's like it's a fire hose drinking, right? That's what y'all are doing today. But the information that we share with you is always available there, so you can learn at your own pace. To give some recommendations as far as technology is concerned, take it one step at a time. I wouldn't go in there and try to implement everything we just shared with you. Pick one and say, this is where I have the most challenge right now, such as maybe it's communication with your staff, or maybe inside of the office communication, maybe picking out Zoom and saying, we're going to learn how to use this thing so we can communicate really well. Or if you're saying, well, I've had this trouble trying to communicate with my customers, let's say a tool that I've been using before, like US 411, doesn't seem to be doing that for me right now. Maybe I can use this tool, which is click send, and so on and so forth. These are opportunities. Loom, which she covered, I wasn't in here for that, but Loom is a good video recording tool. One of the things that we are challenged with every year as leaders in an organization, doesn't matter what your title is, you're always asked to support somebody else. If you're a franchisee, you're supporting somebody. If you're a manager, you're supporting somebody. If you're a tax pro, you're supporting somebody. Trust me, they're looking to you as leaders. You're all in this room for a reason. The Loom feature, which is recording videos, really helps, because what I found is we miss, in business, what we're lacking is what we call standard operating procedures, SOPs. So whenever you hire somebody new, or you're trying to train somebody, you run into this problem where you got to train 7 people 7 different times, and somebody gets something and somebody doesn't, and somebody hears something and somebody doesn't. So when you record a video of what you want to train, it always is consistent message all the time. The same exact message gets translated over and over and over again. So these are tools that we put together because we use them in not only Freedom, but we also use them in our Liberty stores. Do y'all have any specific questions about any of these tools? Or any of the resources that we saw on the portal today?
I assume with text send, Liberty doesn't have the ability to say, you can't text that.
You mean to stop us?
Yeah.
Well, here's some of the things. If you're using our Freedom forms already in your stores, you already have consent to do that anyway. If you haven't used our forms yet, you don't have necessarily the rights to text your customers, but you can text them to opt in. So you could get all your customers list, and you could say, hey, this is David from Liberty Tax, your neighborhood tax professional. We're now offering other services like insurance. Would you like to opt in to receive messages on how to save money? Say yes. If they say yes, they're in your group and you can have them forever. If they don't say yes, if they say no or opt me out, then you can't text them anymore. But we're really compliant on these things. There's always an opt-out feature. So, but if they were already my customer and I've already got a disclosure signed, I can text them as long as I want until they say no more. So we do see a lot of dropouts. I'm not gonna lie, it's all the time. People don't want to be texted. That's kind of a spam now. It's today's email. So we're working really hard to get creative on the messaging that we use. And if you need any help with creating or crafting a right message, we can help you with that as well. Our goal is to not say we want to leave the Liberty system. In fact, I've been working with Liberty Corporate and all of our partners to put something that's together, but it's unfortunate right now we don't have that. So these tools can be used and in lieu of the time frame of this.